Everybody ought to know it's us against the world, baby. Oh, it's us against the world.
Hey family, what is going on, guys? We are here for season two. Season two of the podcast of the potty. And we are just very happy to be here. My name is AP, and this is my beautiful wife.
I am Toya.
Hey, yes.
And welcome all of our new followers,
Thank
our
you
new
guys.
family.
Yeah, we posted
Welcome.
on IG the other day. We reached 3,000 followers, and we're so appreciative of you guys. For those that are new, we build our page on family, on marriage, and on God. That's the three things we stand on, and we are just so... we're excited to have you guys along for the ride. We hope you guys stay for the long haul and bring your friends along with you. But this is our page, and we're very excited about it. This is the podcast part of our page. So we have an amazing topic for you today. We've been going through a lot of things this year, right, Boo?
Yes, tons of
2018. Was it like 18 or 19?
2018
into 19.
2019.
Yeah. So we have a great topic. Just some things that we are proud of. Some things that we are just, our faith grew a lot this year. And
in a lot of ways.
In a lot of ways. And it wasn't because
our faith got tested. Let's say our faith
I like
got
that.
tested.
Our faith got
first.
tested. Yes.
Our faith got tested, and because of so many tests, personally, in our marriage,
financially,
parenting-wise, everything, every area in our life got tested.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
I think from those tests came an amazing amount of growth. And I think this is where we wanted. We planned something else for the season opener, but I feel like just where we are right now in our lives, I felt like I just wanted to be open and I wanted to share just, are you trusting God? Do you trust God?
So that's our topic today.
Yes.
Do you trust God? And my wife can tell you a little bit about what we had to go through this last year. And one thing with our page, we like to be transparent. We don't like to give you guys a bunch of pastors saying this or without us giving you some personal experience.
We're not pastors, so we wouldn't give them what pastors saying.
And baby, I give the disclaimer.
I mean, you're not a pastor yet.
You better speak it.
You're not a pastor.
You better speak it. And our disclaimer is we are not saying that we're perfect people.
Yeah.
We don't have a perfect marriage. Yeah. We just know that in our imperfections.
We're literally fighting right before we did this podcast.
Yeah. We're fighting right before we did this podcast. I'm like, I don't want to wear this shirt.
He hates matching. Like, what's your problem? Just put on what I give you. Can we match? Like, visually, we trying to make it look nice? Come on, man.
Oh, boy.
I made him get a haircut. Made him put
on. Make me get a haircut. I come on. Anyway,
put on a nice shirt.
Don't stop.
Yes.
Don't
okay.
stop,
Sorry to interrupt you. So go ahead.
There's the imperfect marriage part.
Yes.
Well, actually, that's what most marriages are nowadays. We argue. All right.
Happy wife, happy life. That's what they say.
That's what they say.
All right, baby. So you put on that polo shirt and you're looking good in it. Okay.
All right.
All
right. So anyway, So our thing is we're not saying we're perfect. We can never say we're perfect. Have a perfect marriage or perfect people. We always say in our imperfection, if we fall from being perfect, we can land on greatness, and we can always try and make things better. Right. So that's our disclaimer. Take it as you will. All right, so let's get into this thing.
Okay.
That's good because people will say like, "Well, you gave me this advice. I ain't say I knew it all. Now I just say I can give you what I know. You know what I mean? And we've been through a lot of things. So
we've been together for 14 years.
14 years, and again, I think we said in our
married for 14 years, together for 19 years.
So we've been together for a long time. So we say that all the time, not just for one to remind ourselves because sometimes
we're
I forget.
Finishing each other's sentences.
Yes, for a long time now. But I probably look like a Baptist preacher too.
You're repping your team. Show your team.
All day. I don't want to hear nothing in the comments either. You know it's all about them Giants. Anyway.
All
right, so let's get to the topic, boo. We wasted enough time. All right, so topic is do you trust God?
Do you trust God?
So we'll give you a little bit about our story. Back in 2018, we were living in West Orange, New Jersey. Shout out to West Orange, New Jersey.
Actually, it was cold. I think 2019. Sorry to cut you off.
No,
it was
I can't remember the date.
It was beginning of the year, right?
Okay.
We moved in February.
Yeah.
We literally moved during right before a snowstorm. It was like going into a snowstorm because that day was snowing.
It can't be 19 because the kids went to school all of 19. We just turned 19. It was 18 because the kids started school in September, and then it turned 2019. It's 18, babe.
All right, fine.
It's 18. Sorry.
I can't do math.
All right, so 2018.
Yeah, 2018.
Yeah. So in the middle of the winter,
I feel like it was
we got
2018.
in the middle of the winter. We found out that the place we were staying at was going to get sold, and we had to move, right? And so we did not know exactly what to do because we didn't know where to go. We knew West Orange for how long? Since high school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
since
met
high
in
school.
high school. So
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
been. I feel like that's the only town besides East Orange, like
Yeah,
that we've really like lived in for so many years. Like
True.
it was our town, like the only place we really knew. We felt like that was our home.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
that was our hometown.
yeah.
So many memories. Our kids were going to school there. We met there.
We had a good
high
life
school.
in West Orange. We had a great church,
yeah.
everything. Yeah, we had a great life in West
And
Orange.
so many
Friends,
things
family.
happened. God just like shut that thing up, and I felt like our whole world were like turned upside down. It was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, we both work. I worked. My job was like 10 minutes, like right up the street.
Yeah,
Our church.
Our church, we both served in our church.
Family was there.
Yeah.
We served in our church. We've been part of that church for 12 to 13 years, right?
yeah.
We were part of that church. Our family, your mom was there. Our family,
Our
our
whole
friends.
lives was in West
And
Orange.
we just felt like God was telling us at that time, like, we were going to move to PA. Like, of all the states, right?
Before you even get to that, we did not want to move. This is where the faith part comes in because
Yes.
the way we had to leave the house, it wasn't like we had the option to kind of buy the house, but we really weren't there yet. We just did not want to buy the house, and we were at
And I think we felt like we just didn't feel like it was the right fit for us.
Right,
Like, we
right,
just
right.
felt like, we were outgrowing the house.
Yeah.
Like, we needed something else.
Yeah.
It just, something didn't feel right. It didn't feel like it was a God move for us. Like,
Right.
something didn't feel right.
yeah.
And what were you saying?
Yeah, and so it just wasn't right, and so we literally had no time to waste. Our kids were in the middle of school. We had to move in February. We just had to move. It was a done deal. We had to move, and so the first thing we had to do, so we found us a place to stay out here in PA. My dad really just looked us out and let us stay at his place in PA, and so we're here. But we didn't want to we didn't want our kids to have to go to a different school because right in the middle of the school year, we didn't want to take them out of school. And plus my wife and I were both still working in Jersey. So literally every day we would get up, get our kids up 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
drive my wife down an hour to Jersey for work. And then our kids, we would sleep in the car and then take my kids to school. And then I would go to work after that. So I would get off work, get my kids from school, because again, we weren't staying in Jersey. Then we would wait around hours for my wife to get off of work, then just to drive back up to PA to sleep. And we did this from February all the way until June.
Yeah.
And during that
Well,
time,
we chose to do that.
We did, yeah,
We
it's-
chose
yeah,
to
yeah,
do
we
that
chose to
because
do
we
that.
could have transferred our kids, but our son has been in that school since kindergarten.
yeah, and we wanted him to
And he was
graduate
in
with his
fifth
friends.
grade,
Yeah.
and he was going to graduate with his friends. He was
Yeah.
part of student council. So many things that he worked so hard for.
Yeah.
And we really wanted them to, experience everything that they worked so hard for from kindergarten.
Yeah.
Sydney had just started kindergarten.
Yeah, so it was just a
we had
lot of
graduations. We had a lot of things, so we chose to do the commute back and
Right.
forth with our kids. And I'm so thankful that God has blessed us with the 3 kids that He's blessed us with. We always talk about having a 4th, but I'm like, our 3 is just so good for us.
Yeah,
like,
3 is
I don't know what a
that
4th
fourth
kid
one might
is.
be a wild card. I don't know
Fourth
about
kid is
that one.
gonna bring. But during that time, God really, really kept us. It was a tough time for us traveling.
Yeah.
Like commuting, like I don't even think I was even driving on the highway. Like
Yeah,
my
yeah,
job
that's a whole
was, I
different
was so
thing.
afraid of driving on the highway.
Mhm.
Got into an accident when we were younger, and it was just petrified. Like I would literally drive up the street, and that
That's
was
it.
it. Like
Yeah.
no highway driving for me. So it's just like in the middle of the winter, right? Storms.
Snowstorms, we had
all
power
kinds of
outages.
things.
Oh my
Now I
gosh.
have to hit 80 to get to work because now I have an hour commute.
And Route 80,
so-
if you guys aren't from the area, Route 80 is just full of trucks, full of people speeding, And it's one of
Oh
the
my
busier
gosh.
routes in the morning. and
Yes,
stuff like
you go
that.
from
So,
getting up, being spoiled, to driving up the street 10 minutes to having to wake
Yeah.
up like an hour ahead or even more
Yeah.
ahead of time to drive down Route 80. I mean,
it
if
was
that
just
wasn't a faith walk,
right.
I
It was
don't
just a
know.
whole bunch of things. And during that time, we were kind of trying to see where God was in this moment because we got to be honest with you guys. It was tough. It was tough trusting God because one, we just didn't know where we were going to, what our next move was, and also it was just tough trying to find God in that situation because for one, to be honest, I was a little bit upset with God because I'm like, man, like, what are you doing? I don't. I'm the type of person if I like to see the end. I like to see if point A is here, this is where point B is. So having faith, and you guys know this, as being mature Christians or babes in Christ, you know having that faith to not know what the end part is the hardest part. Because you believe in God, you believe in Jesus Christ, you believe in all this stuff. But when you're in the middle of a test, you're like, okay, how am I getting out of this thing? And do I even, and be honest, do I have enough faith to say God's going to do it? That's the God's honest truth. Do I think God's going to do it, or do I need to try and do it myself? And also, what is God trying to show me in this moment? It was hard to see that stuff throughout driving and being tired and all other stuff. So we really had to trust God in this moment. How did you get through? How did you feel, kind of getting through those moments?
So
Where was your faith?
I had mixed feelings initially when we had to move. We had to decide, okay, were we gonna stay in New Jersey? Like, were we gonna, then PA came up, the
Yeah.
option to move to PA, and I've always I like to explore. I like adventure.
Yeah.
So part of me was like, I know it's gonna be tough. We're gonna have to drive. We're gonna have to do this. But I just felt like I know that God was working something out. I just
Yeah.
knew that God was really working something. I mean, it was tough to see on the days where you have to commute and we have to get up this early and get the kids and go through the whole process. But at the same time, I was excited. I was excited about moving to a new place. I love PA. Like, your dad lived here. We had some friends, some very close friends of ours, your best friend, that moved out here. I mean, every time we would come to visit, it was just like such a beautiful environment. Like, I researched the schools. I was just like we're gonna make this work. Like, wherever we go, like, that's what I love about us. I think that's why we complement each other so well, because wherever circumstance, whatever situation,
We gonna ride out together.
we figure this thing out together. And we just have 3 awesome kids. Like, we went to the store today and we were like, our kids are like helping Erin to pick clothes for for work, and the cashier is just like looking at us. She's like, I don't see many families like working together like this and encouraging their kids. Like, that's what I love about my family. Like, we just get to, like, look, this is what it is. Like, we're gonna be in it together. We're gonna figure out how to make this thing work. We're gonna trust God. I mean, it was tough during the times where it was like, oh God, what are you doing? Like, we got so comfortable where we were, and we needed, I feel like we needed that. We needed that shift. We needed God to come in and shake things up, because a lot of things from generational things that were handed down to us, I feel like we weren't as aware. Like, okay, well, we need to be better about our finances. We need to budget. We need to save money. Like, we need to have good credit. Like, things that, a lot of things that we weren't taught when we were growing up. I feel like God really shifted and shook us up and was just like, okay, like, we need to grow up. Like, I need to start driving. I need to get on the highway. We need to get our finances together.
That's the most important thing that we got out of this thing, is that God was saying there was so much more for us, but at the same time we were crippling ourselves because we were so comfortable where we were. So we were comfortable going 10 minutes away. We were comfortable. I was comfortable going to my job here and doing this and doing that, and we were so familiar with that the rat race was so familiar to us that it really wasn't a race. It was like we were robots. Everything was just moving on its own. And we really, the goals that we set for ourselves, that we felt God set for us, we really weren't even trying to attempt to even accomplish those things because we were just so comfortable. And I feel like during this time, God really shook us up, like my wife said, and really showed us that I have something more for you guys. And we couldn't see it during that time because we just had to have faith that God was going to work it out. And to fast forward the story, because we don't want to have y'all here all day, God began to work things out, and it's still continuing to work things out.
It's still unfolding itself, but it's been a year and a few months now. Not only, I mean, we're not going back sorry, my friends in New Jersey and the people we love, but we're PA is home now. We're not going back.
Oh, is it? See, I wanted to go back to Jersey.
We do. Stop. Don't do that. I'm beginning text messages and calls and stuff. But
Since when is it over?
PA is home now. I mean, God willing, we're gonna be able to make it official by next summer. But God has been doing some awesome things. Are we just fast forwarding and
we can keep talking about this stuff, but I don't want to keep them here all day. But so
it's not gonna be a long podcast.
So because my wife has to work tomorrow. And we're gonna make sure. I gotta work tomorrow too, but she has to get up early.
4 a.m.
Yeah, and do that hour drive.
And I need my sleep.
But so the first domino to kind of fall was we didn't know we loved our home church so much. We served, like my wife said, for years, and loved the people there. They're our family. They're still our family. And the first thing that happened, my wife actually got a revelation or a dream, and God said that in his dream, God said that I think that's why you were praying, right, boo? At the third church we visited, or was it the fifth church? I can't remember which one it was.
It's good. My dream was that we were gonna visit a church.
Yes.
It was gonna be a larger church than our old church. Mm-hmm. But on the fifth, something about fives. On the fifth visit, we were gonna join. Mm-hmm. And I told Aaron this. Sometimes you ignore. He ignores.
I think I forgot. I remember, but I think I forgot. I forgot it.
I mean, I think we both forgot because we were just. I talk a lot. I'm just gonna put that out there.
You're so pretty.
Whatever. Anyway, so we got invited. Our friend invited us to a church, and we were going Sunday after Sunday, right? Yeah. And I think we forgot about the whole vision. But
we also visited a couple other churches. I think we visited one other church, but we did. We visited another church. I think we visited 2 other churches. Right, but. Yeah,
and then on the 5th Sunday, Aaron had to we had to remind each other about this after service.
Yeah, after service, we
counting
actually
Sundays.
Yeah, after the service, that our pastor now, shout out to Pastor Phil, he preached a great message, and at the end of the message, it was just like. I've told my wife, I think it's time. This is going to be our church.
Yeah, it's that's the whole.
I'm
service.
Nudging, this is
And I'm like.
Yeah, she's like, no, but then after we go up there and we join the church, as we're in there kind of preparing and filling out forms and talking to people, we realized wait a minute, and we started counting oh wait, this is the 5th Sunday. This is the 5th time we visited a church or something like that, and we were like, okay, and now we've been to this church for a while and for the whole year, and we love it, and more of a testimony about that one a little later, but. That was the first one to fall, was the church. We found a church first. The second thing was our kids finally switched schools, and we didn't even realize how great a community we were actually in. Yeah. We started to find people in the community that were like-minded. We started finding the schools were amazing. Our kids were thriving. Our kids started to love because we thought they would be so, just homesick from New Jersey, West Orange.
Yeah, we were just worried about the way that they were going to adjust and adapt.
New kids in schools
to new
and stuff like that. Yeah.
And it's a great school. They love it.
They love it. They have friends.
So
they
many
adapt
more activities. Well. They're doing so many more things that they were doing before.
And that was the second domino to kind of fall, where we were going through all this turmoil, not knowing where we were going to stay, being upset with God, even being upset with each other sometimes too. So we would get in arguments and stuff like that, but we had to really hold on to this faith thing and really just wait for God to kind of show us exactly what's happening. And so we found a church. We found our kids. We love our community. We love the school. The third domino to fall was what was the third one?
You getting a job?
Oh, so we're going along and stuff like that, and then I was looking for another opportunity to kind of provide more for the family and stuff like that, and
you were looking to transition. You were looking to transition.
Yeah, I was looking to transition to something a little bit closer, and because my wife was working in Jersey, I'm working in Jersey. And the kids were kind of going to school up here in PA, but it was just
we just felt like one parent needed to be closer.
Right, in case anything happened or something like that, yeah. And so, we were praying about it and stuff like that, and then the opportunity happened to where we started doing these podcasts and things like that, and And you know.
Yeah. So wait, but what you're not saying is
What?
like how God answered our prayer. Like
Oh.
this prayer, this new job that you have gotten has been a prayer of ours for years now, even before we moved to PA.
Yes.
That God would not only like you are talented in so many ways.
All right. Well, you know, wait, before you do that, let me tell you something, because my wife is about to get into something that is like, it just kind of hit my heart. So you guys know me, but you don't know me, right? And I'm the type of person where if I'm not happy, or I feel like if I can't be at a job where I feel like I'm not fulfilling my purpose. I can't. Like, I would be miserable. I would stay, like, I could not work at a job. I worked at different jobs, and I've hated them. Like, I mean, hated them. And so I was blessed to work a job, you know, for the past 6-7 years, with an individual who's like my family now, and you know, shout out to Brett. But when the time came to look for another job, because I wanted to make sure that I was one providing for my family, but also we have goals now. We want to get this house. We want to do things like that, all this other stuff.
You want to be just in alignment with your purpose,
with my
and
purpose.
Use your gifts.
Yes,
you
thank you.
you
I have so many thoughts running through my mind. I'm kind of like trying to get them all out, but yeah.
You wanted a job that you were going to be in alignment with your purpose. You're going to be able to use your gifts, and you're going to be rewarded monetarily for using.
This is why I have a wife. This is why I have a wife.
We have been praying. I've been praying.
Yeah,
me and my girlfriend's been praying. We had a prayer circle. Look, if you know, you know.
Y'all talking about me in the prayer circle?
Look, we've been praying for you for
y'all
years
put me on the ballot and voted? Okay.
Okay.
So they prayed for me, and recently I was able to take a full-time position at my church.
Whoop, whoop.
At the same church that we joined a year ago, and God led us there. And my pastor actually said something. He said, "Isn't it awesome when you obey what God is saying to you?" And I thought about it like, that is so daggone true, man. Because we were reluctant to come out there to PA, but we had to. God started forcing our way.
You more than me.
Yeah, because I never want to leave Jersey. Jersey's my home. I'm born and raised. I will be Jersey to the day I die.
Like,
it's in my veins. It's in my veins.
Ocean.
But ocean's over here. But
well, lakes, the water, the waterfalls. I meant to say waterfalls.
Waterfall. There you go. But I'm Jersey to the core. And so I did not want to move out here. But God started, and God told us a year in advance we were going to move.
Oh my God!
Told us a year in advance, mind you.
God told me a year in advance. God told him.
God told us a year in advance we were going to leave, and we didn't. And I was like, nah, we're not going to leave. This is
crazy because when the day happened, we're like so surprised. Like,
yeah,
oh my gosh, our world is ending.
God started closing everything that was connecting us to New Jersey. God started shutting it down. Things we that were staples in our lives. He was closing doors. It was almost like that. What's that Sprint commercial? Like, can you hear me now? Type thing.
I know.
That's
I'm
what
just
it was
thinking.
Like. Can you hear me now?
TD Jakes always said, delayed. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my thing. I was gonna have a teachable moment, but I just forgot because my
teachable moment. You got your thigh out.
My dress just went all over.
She like Winnie the Pooh over here, a shirt and no pants on. I'm joking.
Why are you saying that? This is not.
But what did TJ say? Come on. Because you're going to stop the show, fix your thigh from me seeing your thigh.
I just forgot what I was going to say.
TJ, thanks for not teaching her anything because she forgot exactly what you said.
Delayed obedience is disobedience.
Ooh, I like, say it again.
Delayed obedience is disobedience.
Wow, I like that. Delayed obedience is disobedience.
Yeah,
I like that.
So we need to be obedient to God because God has told us so many things. I mean, I'm sure everybody goes through this.
Yeah.
So many times that something happens and then you're like, yo, like God told me that was going to happen like a long time ago. If I had just obeyed, maybe it would have made my path a little easier.
Wow.
But,
yeah, so God was telling us for a year. God was telling us for a year, so we were definitely being disobedient. And then God said, "Okay, you're not going to move when I tell you to move. Now you got to move. Your house, you have no house now. Your job, now." God started shaking things up, and we had to have faith in those moments because we were scared and didn't know what to do. But full circle, we found a church, we found a great community, and now I found employment that you know, is in my purpose. You know what I mean? And so we had to have faith in those times. And God continues to move and shake things up right now. I know He got things in store. And even with this podcast, this is stuff that we never really thought about it. It was something like, you know what, let's just try this thing. And it's blessed us so much to see you guys respond to us. Like we put this out there because we just wanted to talk and just wanted to kind of be a different voice out there. And you guys, the stories you give us and the encouragement you give us and the DMs that you give us and the comments, like these are things that we thrive on. And we thrive on them not because it bigs us up. We thrive on them because it bigs up God. And it shows us exactly what God has in store for us. And it's like, God, you are so amazing that we will forever be obedient. Even if we have to go kicking and screaming, we will continue to praise you and continue to trust you. And no matter what storms come, no matter how crazy the storms get, we know that we can have faith in you. We know we can trust you. And we know that you have our best interests in heart. And we thank you and we love you for that. So that's just our mantra right now, right? Yeah. We're trusting God. We're having faith. We're having faith in our walk, in our jobs, in our health, in our children's lives.
We're trusting God with everything, no matter what's going on, no matter what circumstances, whatever situations come up. We're just at that place now where we know, like, we know we're already victorious. We know that God's gonna bring us through.
That's right.
It's almost like that Ty Tribbett song I always think about. Like, if He did it before, He'll do it again. Like, I just remember those words.
And God has done a lot of things before, and He continues to do more. He continues to show exactly who He is. So if we had to summarize this thing, it would just be: continue to have faith in the middle of whatever you're going through. Yeah. See if you can trust God and faith your way through it. I didn't say fake your way through it. I say faith your way through it. Meaning trust God, be in His Word, pray, continue to seek Him, continue to seek wise counsel, continue to love. Just, because so many times we let our situations bog us down. We let our situations really control who we are as people. Yeah. Faith that thing out, man. Pray. Yeah, keep your head up, keep pushing.
You know how to pray. You don't have to say a big, extensive. I know that was hard for me, and when I first started walking with Christ, I was just like, I don't know how to pray. Like, I don't know what words to say. I don't know how to talk to God. Like,
I talk to God like He my homie. I do. When I'm in the car and I'm talking to God.
That's how you talk to God?
Real talk. I talk to God like, hey, dog.
Really?
No. I do not talk to this. I'm like, what's up, God? Like, you already know what's on my heart. Like, you already know. I am struggling in this. God, like, what's good? Like, why am I why am I still doing these things? Why is this happening? Like, I talk to him like I real talk. I don't be like, oh, Father God, hold it. I'm like, nah, God, like, what's good?
All those fancy words.
Yeah, like, what's going on? Yeah. So that's another thing too, y'all.
But pray, because we've seen in our own lives that man, things that like been praying for a job like this for you now for I don't know how many years, right? It's been I don't know, over 7-8 years.
Long time. It's been like probably forever because I can get very bored, and if I get bored, it's not good because then I come home and I'm not happy. And then my marriage suffers, my children suffer, and I suffer because I'm not happy with myself. But not saying that this job is the only thing that makes me happy, but this is something to where I can go to work and I can smile because it's like, yo, I'm doing what I feel I was.
Just in alignment with your purpose and your gifts. In alignment. That word, in alignment.
She's so cute. Anyway, we appreciate you guys. The moral of it again. Faith,
trust God.
Trust God.
Are you trusting God? That's our title.
Are you trusting God?
Are you trusting God?
And that's actually...
we should have some t-shirts to say, are you trusting God?
I love that. And that's actually one thing I want you guys to put in the comments. What are you trusting God for in this season of your life? What are you trusting God for? Are you trusting God in your marriage? Are you trusting God in your finances? Are you trusting God with what's the one thing that you're really praying about? And what's the one thing that you're really faithing your way through? We have this podcast to be transparent. Everybody don't have podcasts, but we love having conversation with you guys in the comments and in our DMs and stuff like that. So what is something you're faithing your way through right now? And are you trusting God with that thing?
Yes.
Put it in the comments. We want to talk to you guys. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Yes. And we have so much in store for season 2 of the podcast. We're going to have some special guests come on and do some co-podcasting with us. And
I'm looking forward to that.
that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. But also, we appreciate you guys again. So, my name is AP. This is my beautiful wife.
I'm Latoya.
Latoya, the
Thank
apple of
you.
my eye, my everything, my best friend. And
Aw, thank you. Trying to get some brownie points.
it is late. It's getting late.
I gotta work tomorrow. I don't got time for nothing but sleep. Anyway, you just made that uncomfortable.
Oh, I'm comfortable in my season now.
You're comfortable now?
Hallelujah. All right, anyway,
You
we appreciate you guys.
Okay.
We appreciate you guys. We thank you.
Thank you
And
for listening.
you guys have an amazing day. Let us know how you appreciate it. Let us know what you think about the podcast. We have some other stuff coming up. This actually wasn't even the topic we had for today, but we just felt like it was on our heart, so we wanted to share it with you guys. So check it out. Thank you. Make sure you go on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff.
If you want to see this cute face, these dimples. He only got one dimple.
That's
Where's the other dimple at? That's like a mini one. That don't count.
Anyway,
yes.
Thank you guys again for checking us out. Like the podcast, rate it, and all that other good stuff. And we will see you guys later. Follow us on Facebook and on Instagram.
Yes.
Follow the family.
And we will have a podcast every Thursday.
We will. Guaranteed. We'll have it. So
every Thursday.
We there.
Shout out to Daisy.
Yeah, shout out to you, Daisy.
She's been hitting us up like, no podcast today, no podcast this week.
Yeah, so we'll be more consistent, guys. We appreciate you guys. And thank you again for tuning in. You guys mean the world to us, and we appreciate you. All right, guys. Have a great night, day, whenever you listen to this. And we'll get up with you next week. All right?
Take
Peace.
Care. Bye.